Welcome back, friends. Today we're talking about what to do when everything just feels like way too much and the weight of it all just feels completely unbearable and overwhelming. So it's practical tools to kind of like hit the reset button. Basically, it's like when your life feels like a donkey ride around the sun. Have you ever been there?
Yes. I feel like in my mind, I imagine like that really big red button you push and you're just like, I just need to hit the button. Like, everything has to
Yes.
stop. It's way too much. Like, I think so many people feel that way right now.
This really resonates with me, which is why I
I
wanted
know,
to
right?
which is why I wanted to do it today.
You're like, I'm going to
Yes.
reset my whole damn life.
Every day I'm hitting the button. Burp, burp,
Right?
burp
Like,
every
just
day.
stop. Just stop. Everything's got to stop.
Well, our first tip is called untangle the ball. So what do you think that means? Any
I'm
ideas?
picturing my Christmas lights because they're going up.
Yes.
And, every year when I just put them away and I'm like,
Here you
it's a,
go,
it's a
Russ.
next year
Why don't
problem.
you check all the bulbs? Here you go. Good luck.
It's a next year problem. And then it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, so overwhelm can feel like a tangled ball of yarn. And when it's like that, just like the Christmas lights, I
Mm-hmm.
think everything feels just absolutely overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, fuck it, I'm not even doing any of it.
Yep.
Like I'm looking at it and the answer is no to
Mm-hmm.
me. So untangle the ball is in that moment, grab a piece of paper and literally write down everything that is on your mind.
Okay.
And then we're going to break it into three categories. So we're going to do urgent, important, and this can wait or I can delegate. Can wait, delegate.
Catchy.
Yes. So then you're going to take all the things you wrote down and you're going to put them in the appropriate category.
Okay.
And then you are going to pick one from the urgent
Mhm.
category
Okay.
to focus on. And if you feel like you got some chutzpah and you really are like, you know what I could do,
Okay.
you could pick one from the other
Mhm.
category, feel free, but you're just going to pick one from the urgent category
Okay.
and do that thing. So you're going to start to untangle the ball.
Yeah. It's that part of committing to just the one thing is difficult for a lot of people because and we've been hitting this concept hard for a while is like smaller action plans, right? Smaller ways to deal with big things. And so if you're
Mhm.
feeling overwhelmed in your life and you keep recycling all the parts in your life that aren't going right, it is so overwhelming. And you feel like I have to fix everything in my life for my life to be better. But what you're saying is have that dialogue with yourself, put it down on paper, list all the things, but then just circle that one and say, this is today's problem.
Yeah, this is the one I'm going to commit to today. This
Mhm.
is today's problem that I'm going to solve. But also, when you categorize it like that and seeing it, that also gives you some space from it.
Mhm.
And things that in your brain you were telling yourself, this is urgent,
Right.
is actually, when I write it down, it's actually a can wait, delegate.
Yes.
Like, oh, damn, that one was not urgent at all. You may even end up
Mhm.
with zero that are urgent,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Well, because there's a lot of people running around right now going, oh my gosh, I got to find another job. I got to make more money. And those things might be true in your head. But then when you put it down on paper and you go, well, I am making an income and I can pay my bills. We just
Hmm.
don't have a lot extra. I want more extra. Okay. But that's not urgent. Paying our bills, right? You're kind of taking it under a microscope
Yeah.
and saying like really urgent, like urgent. Like
Hmm.
urgent is I cannot make my bills. So I do need that second job or I do need to go, DoorDash or do whatever. But if I'm making my bills, but I just want extra, that's not an urgent, but that's something that might be a tomorrow problem or might be a next week or something I'm going to work towards.
And it has to actually be something you can do. So, urgent, get a new job. That is
Can't do it.
not happening. No. Urgent could be I need to make a withdrawal from my savings
Correct.
to cover whatever the bills. That's the urgent
Yeah.
action I can take on this. And then the getting a new job is not something you are going to accomplish in a
In a
day.
day. Mhm.
So you have to break down the pieces of it of like what part of this is actually urgent, if any. Because a lot of times we convince ourselves, like I said, oh, it's urgent
Everything's
and
urgent.
it's not.
Everything's urgent.
Everything. It's like, have you ever heard the phrase, is it a fire on my floor or a lion at my door?
Yes.
Yes, I love that one. We're
Uh-huh.
like, everything is a fire on the floor.
Yes.
No, it's
Mhm.
not. No, it's not.
Right.
No, it's not. And so, yeah, the writing it down helps
Mhm.
tremendously.
Yeah.
Just give you some of that like perspective.
Writing it down helps with almost everything.
I write everything down.
Right? Like all
I'm
the
like an
anxious
old school
thoughts
gal.
or you're mad at somebody and you're just like, let me just write down all the things I would want to say. But
Hmm.
then you kind of get it out and get some space from it and it
Your
helps.
your hand all like
I know.
smudged and shit. You get a
Now I'm
callus on your
exhausted.
finger and you're like, my hand
But
hurts.
then you kind of wrote it all and now you're like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to
You're like,
say it to the person. I'm done.
I'm
Like,
good.
yep.
I'm good. Okay. Another tool is micro action. So I call this chewing on the elephant.
You had to explain this to me
I
earlier. I was like,
know.
"What the hell does it mean to chew on an elephant?"
Yeah, so I heard this from someone, this was, like, years ago when my life was, like, incredibly overwhelming, and they were like, "How do you eat an elephant?" And I was like, "1, I don't, I'm a vegetarian, so that's never happening. 2, do people eat elephants?
Right.
And
Is this something I
3,
have
that
no
is not a
control?
thing that is possible." But really, right, it's a metaphor for you can't do it all at one time. So we just have to keep chewing on the elephant. It's going to take time. And so that kind of goes with the untangle the ball. So big tasks feel overwhelming and it feels like moving mountains or like I'm going to eat an elephant in one setting. So you pick one action that moves the needle or the task forward,
Perfect.
right?
Yeah.
So that's like one piece of it. So I'll tell people, they're like, I need a new job. And I'm like, well, you're not going to get that tomorrow. But one small action is I'm going to find my resume.
Right.
I don't even
Right.
know where it is. I'm gonna
Right.
just find it for
What
today.
file folder in my computer is it on?
Okay, found it. Okay,
Mhm.
that was my one small
Right.
needle move,
Yeah.
right? And then maybe it's like update said
Mhm.
resume is a separate task,
Right.
right? But when you just say I need to get a new job, look at all the tasks that are involved
Yeah.
in that. I would be freaking overwhelmed too. I would be so overwhelmed.
And I think for a life reset, like, that's one of the most important things, and we've talked about how important small action plans are over and over and over again, and that is the key. It's you will feel progress and you will feel less stressed even if you only make a dent in something.
Yep.
And that but it gets started. And then you tell yourself the next day, "But I did this for it yesterday, and today I'm gonna do this," versus thinking I need to solve the whole puzzle, which is so overwhelming, and most of the time then we just run from it and we
Mhm.
don't do it.
Yep.
We're too
It's
anxious.
the ball of tangled
Mhm.
Christmas lights for
Yeah.
us.
Just put it away and we deal with it next Christmas and we
Yep.
figure out it's gonna be a
Yep.
next year problem.
Check every bulb.
Right.
Yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Okay, number 3 is zoom out. So when you're burned out, that can, like, narrow your focus
Mhm.
considerably. So zooming out is kind of like going through this, and this is like how much does it matter, which is a tool that some other programs
Mhm.
utilize, is
Right.
like how important is this?
Mhm.
And that's essentially what you're asking yourself. So sometimes like something will happen that, my brain is like, this is an urgent problem. Like
Okay.
I spill coffee on my pants or something.
Right.
I don't know. Right? My brain's like, "That's it. This day is going to shit.
Day is
Everything is awful."
awful.
But then I'm like, "Is this gonna matter in an hour?"
Mhm.
And then I go, "Is this gonna matter next week? A year from now, is this gonna matter?" And the answer is almost always no,
Right.
it's not.
Mhm.
It's not. So that's another way to zoom out. And then sometimes just acknowledging that of like, "There's coffee in my pants." I'm like, "This isn't gonna matter to you in an hour." It's like,
Mhm.
"Okay."
Yeah, and that's also that can be in friendships, communication, relationships, peer interactions. You don't like how something went, you don't like something someone said, you maybe don't like what you said in a peer
Yeah. And you
interaction.
can ruminate on it and
Right.
perseverate and like
But then you can just say, "If I ran into this person 5 years from now, would what I say really matter?"
yeah, and then I think the other thing when you distill it, like, is it gonna matter? But then also it's like, is there anything I can take action on right now? Right?
Mhm.
So maybe it's like, oh man, like, I was really complaining in that conversation I had and, wasn't really listening. Is it gonna matter in a year? I feel like it's not. What action can I take? Well, I can say to that person, I can reach out and make amends and be like,
Mhm.
hey, I wasn't really
Yeah.
listening. I'm really sorry. Like, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Right? And then it's
Mhm.
like, then it will not matter.
Yeah.
Then it truly will
It
not.
won't.
And so what that does is like the zoom out, it decreases the emotional reactivity and
Mhm.
then increases your bandwidth to
Mhm.
deal with other
Yeah.
things that are going on that may, in fact, actually matter. Not the coffee in the pants. I'll tell myself
It's
that.
gone, we forgot about it.
Yeah.
Unless they're white, and then it's just over. There's no Tide stick in the world that's gonna get that out.
No amount of bleach. None. Okay. Recharge your battery.
I love a recharge.
Yeah, but you have to think about it like this too, right? It's like, let's say I'm going to drive cross country and I'm going to listen to an audiobook and I'm using, the Maps app. Okay. I have no phone charger and my phone on 4%.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, we can do this. We do that a lot. Like
Yeah.
people laugh and they're like, I would never do that. Yeah, you do. You do it every day. You do it every day in other areas of your life.
Yeah.
You are not charged. You got a 4% battery and you're like, I can do this.
Although the analogy is giving me anxiety because I would never let my phone battery get to 4%.
No,
I charge that bad boy every night.
does it ever get to 0? Does it ever die? Do you turn it off?
My battery will never get below 25%, if that.
But you let your gas get below.
I would. Yeah,
See? It's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. That phone is charged to its maximum capacity, which says more about my personality and anxiety level than it does anything else. But yeah, that would never happen. But your battery's getting drained in other places. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? Like, yes, I might have my battery fully charged, but to your point, but did you pick out all the things that are going to be relaxing about your drive? Like it's always somewhere it's imbalanced and you've
mhm.
got to pay attention to the imbalance.
And also, yeah, recognizing, like, when it is low. Sometimes that like, for me, that's in my mood. For me, that's like, "Oh, damn, I need a recharge," or I need to, like, not respond to people, or I'm starting to get grumpy, or I'm starting to, like, get resentful. It's like, "Ooh, I might need to, like, plug myself in."
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
And we talked about on our last a couple episodes ago when we were talking about social anxiety, for me as an introvert, right,
Mhm.
solitude is
Yeah.
what I
Recharges the
plug
battery.
into. Yep, it
Yeah.
recharges the battery.
And so that's one of the things you can ask yourself is knowing your personality, if you're an extrovert or an introvert and that works for you, what do I need to do? Like I'm feeling low, my battery's feeling really drained socially or emotionally. Do I need to read for a little while? Do I need to take a nap?
Mhm.
Or if you're an extrovert, do I need to spend time with one particular person that really kind of rebuilds my relationships and rebuilds my energy level? But yeah, it's recognizing it and then finding a plan to do something about it.
And we do that with our phones, right? We're like, I'll be able to charge it at the airport.
Hmm.
I'll be able to charge
Yes.
it when I get
I'll
here."
find time at some
Yeah,
point.
like, but you have some sense of, like, where you can do these
Mhm.
things, right? So, also, it's like quick charge.
Yeah.
What's a
Mhm.
quick charge?
Yeah.
Alright, so we have some ideas for quick charge. Close your eyes for 5 minutes. This one I can confirm works 100%. I will
Okay.
do it. I will set a timer on my phone, 5 to 10 minutes. I don't necessarily fall asleep. I just close my eyes and rest. I do it a lot,
Yeah.
actually. I do it a lot. Yeah,
Okay.
especially in my chair, 'cause my chair goes up high, so I just lean back.
Okay.
And then the alarm goes off, and I'm like,
That would
"Ah."
kill me, right? That
Mine's soothing. It's like, "Toot, toot,
I'd be
toot." It's like
disoriented, like, "Where
flutes.
am I? What am I doing? What's going on?"
Yeah, but just closing your eyes, I call it resting. Like, you don't have to go to sleep. You don't I won't have to take a nap, but I
Mhm.
can close my eyes for 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, so another one on here is walk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for me. I would go outside and that just getting out of any type of indoor environment for me is a reset, and then to just be out there for a couple minutes, breathe, sunlight, do the things, walk a little bit. It's a total reset. I think even people working at corporate jobs should do that more. Like there'd be people who like went out for smoke breaks like constantly,
Yeah, like the
right?
lady that brings her shoes to work, she putting on her
Yes,
sneakers and, like, walking in her
yeah.
fancy
Yeah,
outfit
I
and,
mean,
like,
people
tights.
legit used to take a lot of breaks at work, and that was back when there was, like, also legitimate, like,
Daily
lunch
hours.
hours, like, you would
Yeah.
actually leave and go to lunch and have lunch and do all those
Mhm.
things, but I think we should bring back some sort of 5 to 10-minute just getting outside and
Girl,
walking
I
outside and changing
concur.
environments. Yeah, I think it's a big deal.
I have seen so I keep stuff in my office, like,
Mhm.
just full outfit change,
Okay.
and I will change, and there are times I've done that, like, right after a client has left and they're still in the parking lot, and they, like, wave at me and, like, see me in my
You're like,
running
"Yep,
stuff.
here
I'm
I
like,
go."
"Alright, here I am, going
Mhm.
for my walk."
At least they see you living the things you talk about. That's
Yeah,
okay.
walking the walk, running
That's
the
right.
run, doing yeah,
Running the run.
running the run. Another quick charge can be, like, put your favorite song on.
Mhm.
Right? That can be a quick charge. Stretch, we talked about that.
Yes.
And it could be a simple stretch of like lower your shoulders,
Yeah.
unclench your jaw, like roll your shoulders,
Mhm.
right? Stand up, like do the yawn stretch, do one of those. And then breathing is always a good one.
Yes.
So there are things you can do for a quick charge too.
Yeah. Also,
It's like a supercharge.
hydrating, which is a big thing we were talking about before, and like eating. Sometimes we're not eating. Like we forget to eat.
Hmm.
We work through eating times. We need a little bit of nutrition. We don't have enough protein in our diets. Like we're actually kind of hungry. I think sometimes too, like making time to actually eat something is
Hmm.
also a big deal. So, yeah,
Yeah. All right. The next one is one you came up with, self care lies.
I do love a
Tell
self
us,
care lie.
tell us about it.
It is okay to tell a little white lie to protect your self care.
Can
I'm
you give
all
us an
about it. Yes.
example?
So if someone calls you and they're like, "Hey, I want you to do this thing with me," and you really planned, like tonight you were going to go home, you're going to do your nails, you're going to watch a movie, you're going to light a candle, you were just going to have like a self care night. It's okay to tell her you're busy. You don't have to tell her what you're busy doing. And you don't have to justify that I actually am just going to go home and do my self care plan. You don't have to justify it. You can just say, "Girl, I would love to go. I'm so sorry tonight doesn't work. Let's do it another night." And that's a little bit of a white lie because you did have the night free, but you had plans for your night and it was self care related.
I have plans with me and me.
Yes, and
I don't wanna
that's
let her
okay.
down.
That's okay. And this is different than we were talking about, like, avoidance to things. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking
Right,
about, no, I had an actual self-care
right.
plan.
Mhm.
This was something I know that is important for me. It's gonna recharge my battery. It's gonna make me feel better. And I don't feel like I have to explain it to everybody. So I'm just gonna tell a little like, "Hey, I couldn't make this work tonight, and so I'm not gonna go." And I think that's fine. Self-care
Self-care
white
lie.
lie.
Yeah,
It's
we're into
fine.
it. Okay, another one, emotional ATM.
For those of you that don't know what ATMs are.
It's funny because I'll say to clients, like, I think I've used this metaphor before, and I say, "Remember when you had a Mac
The Mac
card?" And
machine, I
I'm
say it
like,
all the time. My
I say
kids are
Mac
like, "What
machine,
is a Mac?"
and I'm like, "Oh, dang,
Uh-huh.
there's like a cohort you have to
Yep.
like get in
Mhm.
there
Yeah.
and
I
really
said I
explain
went
it."
I went so far beyond that when I was talking to my kids, probably like a year or 2 ago. I was talking to my husband and I was like, "Well, we probably should just tap Mac." And my kids are like, "What is a tap
Oh, girl,
Mac?"
tap Mac. I
Yeah.
haven't heard that in a
Yeah.
minute.
Yep. My kids were like, "What is a tap Mac?" And I was like, "First of all, it's not a what, it's like it's an event
It's a
that you do. It's an
mhm,
action."
it's an event. I'm at the Wawa doing my events, tapping my Mac. Doop,
Tapping
doop,
my
doop, doop,
Mac.
doop.
Yeah. Yeah, they had no clue, and then when I told them, they were like, "That makes no sense. And why would you call it that?" And I was like, "Yeah, well, there's, cards that
You have a Mac card. It's called a money
called a
access
Mac
card.
card."
It's not a
Mhm.
debit card. It was a money
Access
access
card. Mhm.
card.
Yeah.
Literally called a Mac
Mhm.
card.
Yes, and it was all you had. I mean,
It's
you
all you
had to
had.
hold on to
Mhm.
that thing.
So emotional ATM is really around boundaries. So you think about situations and people, right? And so I think it still exists today. There's like a max withdrawal amount that you can get from
Yeah, there
a
is.
Mac
There
machine,
is.
ATM machine,
Yeah, it's
ATM
ATM
withdrawal.
now. I
Okay.
know. I understand what you
Wait,
mean,
what
but
does ATM stand for?
I don't know what the T is.
Transfer money?
I don't know.
We know Mac, money
Yeah.
access card.
I don't know. Should I look it up?
I think you should look it
Okay,
up.
I'll look it up.
I think we need some clarity on
Maybe we
this.
do.
But most of them have like a max amount you can withdraw. Let's just say it's like $500, right? A day
Mhm.
that you can withdraw. So we start thinking about our emotional energy.
Automated teller machine.
Automated teller machine.
Like a bank teller?
Yeah.
Yeah, automated teller machine.
Okay. So emotional ATM is setting a limit on
Mhm.
there's this coworker and they just talk a lot. And so I'm going to set a limit. And it's like, all right, your emotional max withdrawal today is
Mhm.
5 minutes of my time,
Yeah.
5 minutes. And I'm going to be really mindful about that. Or maybe something you're working on or some situation, you do the same thing. Like, I'm going to go to this event. Okay. I'm going to go to work happy hour. And maybe I'm not a person that drinks. I'm not super social.
Mhm.
Then I'm going to say, the max ATM on the 45 mins,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
45 minutes. That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to give this. And when we hit it, it's you've hit your max withdrawal. We're out.
I do this exercise with clients all the time. Remember how we used to do the pie charts when you were, in school? Just do
Mhm.
the big circle and then you would break it up into different portions of the pie chart to show like what percentage of things you were getting. So I have clients fill out one and I say, currently show me your life in this pie chart. Show me the percentage of time you have for personal time, work time, family, all the
Mhm.
things, right? And then they do a really good job kind of breaking it up into what it feels like.
Do they color it in?
Yes, we colored it. How much time does it feel like you spend with your
Mm.
family, your work, your this, your that? And then I have them do a pie chart that is how they think their best life would look and where you would devote all that energy and that time if you could. And it's so interesting to see what people redo the pie chart. And most of the
Like
time,
how different it is?
yes. And so that's kind of the same thing is that we look at that and we go, okay, this is where you feel. It doesn't matter what's true. This is
Right.
what you feel is
Right. Right.
usurping all of your emotional ATM. You're
Yes.
spending it all in these
Yes.
particular portions. How do we transfer it then to look like the one you want it to look? Because when people do them, the pie charts of how they want their life to look, it's not unrealistic.
Hmm.
It's not like they put 80% free time. They don't. Like it's very realistic.
My ass would be putting that.
You'd be like 95% reading, 5% TJ Maxx.
Mhm.
But it's not unrealistic. It's just a matter of, like you said, taking the time to explore it. Where am I spending way too much emotional time? And
Yeah. Emotional cash.
yeah.
Where am I right? There are people in our life we don't realize it. It's like, oh, I have given this person unlimited
Mhm.
withdrawals.
Yes.
Unlimited. They can
Hmm.
just take, 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 take.
Yep.
And then I'm here broke, balance negative.
Right.
Like I'm getting fees.
Right.
And that's what happens. Like
Yeah.
that metaphor
I'm
is
going by
real.
this
Yeah, you
person.
get fee. We will have consequences to that
Yeah.
when we just give, give, give.
Yeah.
So I think thinking about it like that and like using that metaphor and trying to be mindful about it. But I think also one of the things you said is, when you do that pie chart, a lot of times like we don't think about what we would like and we don't think about it's like, oh, I'm spending X amount of time, right? I'm giving this much money to this
Yes.
particular thing or person. That's why I'm so
Yeah.
miserable.
I
That's
wanted
why
to
I'm
go
so
somewhere else.
miserable. I'm giving them 200. I want to give them 20.
Mhm.
Damn, that makes a lot of sense. Like
Yeah.
why I'm so miserable.
Yeah.
And then there's something you can do about it. And one of the things I would like to clarify this a lot because I
Yeah.
don't know if you hate it when you hear it.
Okay.
People are like, yeah, I just can't find the time. I
Oh,
just can't
yeah.
find time. You know what I always say? Like, did you look under the carpet? Did you check between the couch crack?
Mhm.
Time is not something, it is not under the couch cushion nor pillow. You make time.
Mm.
You don't find it. It's not under the rug. You didn't leave it behind. It's not in the lost and found. You make time. But I think to be able to make time, we have to get a sense of like, again, it's kind of like
Where's it
budgeting,
going?
right? It's like
Yes.
emotional budgeting where it's like, where am I spending my emotional money?
Right.
How do I feel about where I'm spending it?
Yep.
Right? Do I need to do a budget? Yes, most of us need to do not just like a fiscal or financial budget, but we need to do an emotional budget too, because we just
Agree.
bleeding emotional money left, right, and
Yes.
center.
And when you say that about the time situation, which I totally agree with you on, and we hear that a lot, to your point, it's no, I just need to take a look at where I'm spending all my time. And
Right.
just like a budget, where can I take some out of one category so I can add
Yeah.
it to another?
Yep, I can
Right.
allocate it somewhere
Yeah.
else.
And
Yeah.
that's all that it is. Time isn't a mystery. We know how many hours on average we're awake every day. That is not a mystery.
Right. It's
You
set.
know what time you typically
Correct.
wake up and you know what time you typically go to bed. So you
Mhm.
already have the hours of the day
You got a
to work
base.
with.
We got
So
a
now it's
baseline.
just a matter of I'm spending way too much time here and I need to move some of those hours to somewhere else that
Mhm.
will make me feel more fulfilled, more happy, less anxious, less depressed, better mood, whatever it is. So yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's like, oh, Francine, that coworker, she be taking like 200 emotional bucks for
Hmm.
me every day. I don't feel so good about that.
Right.
I would like to allocate some of those funds into something more fun like TJ
Absolutely.
Maxx.
Yes.
Francine, you get 5 now.
Right. I'm going to TJ Maxx first and you can get whatever minutes I have left, Francine.
5. That's it. That's all you get, Francine.
Fun.
Find a friend. It ain't me. We should talk about that on another podcast. But I have a lot of people that say it's so hard to find friends as adults. And I'm like, for real? Because I've met some of my like most greatest people in my adult life. Like it is the opposite. It was way harder when I
Oh,
was
I think it
younger.
was harder when you were younger.
I think it was so
Yeah.
much harder. Maybe
Really,
because we're
people?
introverts.
Okay,
You
that
know what
could
I
be it.
mean?
Well, we do better one-on-one. So I think as
Same.
you get
Yeah.
older, you're in more one-on-one
Oh,
conversations
that's
with
interesting.
people. But
Yeah.
when you're young, you're always in middle school, high
Hmm.
school, like group settings. And
Oh, my brain.
like listen to my voice. Middle school.
Yeah. No, my brain was like control, alt, delete. Yeah. No, I don't know what to do in those
Yeah. So
situations.
maybe it's our personalities because we like
Yeah, that's what I
one-on-one
mean,
and
the
as you become
introvert thing.
adult.
Yeah, because 'cause I'm like
Yeah.
I look at people and I'm like although it's interesting because the advice I always give is like, don't try to find people to go do think about things that you're interested in, right? Whatever that
Yes.
is. And just go to like a group meetup or like go to
Yeah.
the thing because then by default,
You're
there
meeting
will
people
be
like you.
people there that already like
Yes.
the shit you do.
I say that to people who are looking in dating, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, if you hate the bars, hate them, hate everything about them,
Who ever said that was a good place to pick someone up?
right? If you hate them and you want to try, like you're then looking at bar people for dates and you hate being there, right? That makes no sense to me. No sense at all. Like go to the events that you love and then see if you find people there worth dating because you have the same likes and dislikes. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
I don't get that part either.
That's a good yeah, also goes with, like, the emotional ATM is like, yeah, where am I spending, like,
Hmm.
time and doing that? And it's like, "Alright, but keep trying to get my friend to go rock climbing." No one outside of my son in my life and my stepkids a little bit go rock climbing.
Yeah. No, I'm not rock climbing with you, girl. I'm too clumsy.
You could do it, you could
I
do
would
it.
be over the cliff in 4 seconds.
Yeah, so I just go, like, I
Mhm,
go to the gym stuff and, like, I
mhm,
would go to events where they do excursions to, like, climbing places, upstate New York, blah, 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 like, go. Your
mhm.
people are already there. You
Yeah.
already, by default, have
Yes.
something
In common.
in common, even if you're introverted, which I am, and I go to these things,
Mhm.
which is kinda crazy. Like
That's why you're an extroverted introvert,
yeah,
introverted extrovert,
extroverted, introvert.
extroverted introvert. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's time to reset.
yes, let's do it. Just
Mhm.
hit the you can do it every day. That's the good news, is every
Uh-huh.
day is
Yep.
kind of a reset, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And these are things that you can do in addition to the daily reset that just happens
Mhm.
naturally to reset during and throughout your day.
Yep.
All right, that's it. That's all we
That's it.
got. Until next time, stay nearly normal.